Shalom, shalom, everyone. Hope everyone doing well. This message here is wheat within the borders. When you think of wheat is supposed to be something good for you, good for your body, it's healthy. And the scripture referred to the righteous as being wheat. We see the righteous being referred to the wheat many times throughout the scriptures. And this video is very simple. We're talking about wheat within the borders, and this is a word that we need to understand. This is something we really need to get a grip of. We need to understand, what does this mean, wheat within the border. I want to say some of the messages our people are coming up with, are bringing out. You can listen at the message and tell something is wrong. We should have something more different. This is what I want to say. We should have something different than what we're hearing in modern religion, Christianity. But we see a lot of our people, Yashar'al, we're making those type messages, and there's a reason why, and I'm going to bring that out in the next video. But let's get into this wheat within the border here. First scripture, Psalms 147:14. He makes shalom in your borders and fills you with the finest wheat. Now this have a twofold meaning. It's saying he's making shalom within our borders. Is he saying he's making shalom in the land of our captivity? Absolutely not. He is not making shalom in the land of our captivity, but our people are comfortable in the land of our captivity. Right now, he's making shalom within the borders and fills you. Now he's talking about us. Again, twofold meaning. Fill you with the finest wheat. Okay, so he's talking about filling us with wheat. He's also talking about filling his borders with wheat. And this wheat, of course, is the righteous. This is his people. We're going to see that later on. Jeremiah 31:17. There is hope in your future, says Yahuwah. This is Yahuwah speaking to us. Once again, I always tell you, when he speaks, you should listen up. So many times our people don't know his voice. And when he speaks, we don't listen. We just think it's just words coming from someone else. And then another speak that he didn't send, that's in the Bible. We listen to that word, but we don't listen to him. He's saying there is hope in your future, says Yahuwah. Notice when those other guys speak, they don't say, says Yahuwah. They say, I say this. This comes from me, not from him. They just come straight out and tell us. And we listen. You see, we're given an option to listen to the Most High or listen to man. And we should always listen to the Most High. He says, your children shall come back to their own borders. This is happening. This is happening. This came out the mouth of the Most High. Rather, most of our people will not get this. Most of our people don't want to hear this. But it's the truth. Because it came, why? It came from his mouth. He says, your children shall come back to their own borders. And once again, most of our people are talking this Christianity talk. It's Christianity, I call it Christianity on a higher level. And I'm going to go into it a little deeper in the next video. It's Christianity on a higher learning level, but it's still the same messages, the same scriptures over and over. Jeremiah 30:11, he says, I am with you. You see, he sent a command. He gave us a command to come out of her. And our people are afraid. They're afraid of the unknown. They're afraid of uncharted territory. They don't know. And they believe what other people say. And they don't trust the Most High. He's telling us, I am with you, so that we would know when we come out, we don't come out alone. He's saying, I am with you, says Yahuwah. Why is he with us? He says, to save you. And this is a salvation that our people, most of our people will not see. Even most of the ones that's coming out will not see this and getting within his borders. Why? Because 2/3 will be cut off. He says, though I make a full end of all nations where I have scattered you. Yet I will not make a complete end of you, but I will correct you in justice and will not let you go altogether unpunished. This is something that I've been bringing out. The people will have to go through something. You think coming out of her is something? That's nothing compared to what's coming. That is nothing compared. It's a big step, yes, but it's not the trial. It's just you just listened. You obeyed his voice to come out. And if you haven't prepared for what's to come, and all you have to do is go back and read. You go back and study and read what's coming, and you will know what's coming. I brought those scriptures out. But many of our people, when this time comes, most of our people, the 2/3, they will be unprepared. Came out of all these lands, but will be unprepared in the wilderness. Jeremiah 31:12. Therefore they shall come and sing in the heights of Zion, streaming to the goodness of Yahuwah, for wheat, new wine, and oil, for the young of the flock and the herd. Their souls shall be like a well-watered garden. They shall sorrow no more at all. This is showing that this is the last captivity. All the prophets agree that after this last captivity, there will be no more sorrow at all, no more war at all. And we understand the people in the land today are not that people. They're not seeing war no more. Hosea 2:14-23. He says, therefore, behold, I will allure her. How did he allure us? This is something I went over, but because some of our people, and I know what's wrong with them, and that's the next message. Some of our people, when they see these words, allure, yes, you can look and see exactly what it means, but he commanded us to come out. And when he said come out of her, he's saying come home, come back to your borders. This is what he's saying. When he said come out, he's alluring. If I tell you to come here, I'm alluring you where I am. I'm not going to pick you up and bring you to me when I command you to come here. If I tell my kids, watch this. My kids in the kitchen, I'm in my bedroom. I yell to my kids, one of my kids, and I tell him to come here. They will leave the kitchen and come into the bedroom where I am. I'm not going to pick them up and bring them in here. If that's the case, I would just do it and don't tell them to come here. It makes no sense, and it's a reason why our people don't understand this simple principle, and they will fight against the Most High. They will continue to fight against the prophets because we are the stiff-necked people the scriptures are talking about. We're stiff-necked, hard-headed. We don't want to reason with each other. We can't even listen to the Most High when he speaks. He says, I will lure her, will bring her into the wilderness and speak comfort to her. This is a promise, just like in the times past. He spoke to the people. He says, I will speak comfort to her. I will give her vineyards. Here is the food when the world will be in starvation. For there and the valley of Achor as a door of hope. So this valley of Achor, we know exactly what happened at the valley of Achor. This will be our door of hope, and you shall see it with your eyes, the 1/3 that make it. The 2/3 will not see it. Most of Yashar'al will not be there. And I'm just telling it like it is. This is what the scripture says. Broad is the way to destruction. Narrow is the way to righteousness, and few find it. Remember, difficult is the way. She shall sing there as in the days of her youth. Here we go. Just like it was in times past, as in the days when she came up from the land of Egypt. Over and over, we read this. But it's something wrong with us. It is something wrong with our people. I'm going to tell you what's wrong with our people. And it shall be in that day, says Yahuwah, that you will no more call me husband, and no longer call me my master, Lord. This is what we've been saying, and some of our people are still saying it. For I will take from the mouth the names of Baals, Lord, and they shall be remembered by their names no more. In that day I will make a covenant for them with the beasts of the field, with the birds of the air, and with the creeping things of the ground. Bow and sword of battle I will shatter from the earth to make them lie down safely. And once again, he's getting rid of war no more. I will betroth you to me forever. Yes, I will betroth you to me. He's saying it again because our people will not believe it when he said it one time. In righteousness and justice, in loving kindness and mercy, I will betroth you to me in righteousness, and you shall know Yahuwah. Listen at this. It shall come to pass in that day, I will answer, says Yahuwah, I will answer the heavens, and they shall answer the earth. The earth shall answer with grain, new wine, oil. They shall answer Jezreel. Then I will sow her for myself in the earth. This, you see here, this wheat being sown into the earth. And I will have mercy on her who had not obtained mercy. Then I will say to those who were not my people, you are my people, and they shall say, you are my Elohim. We're getting a picture of what's coming here. This giving us a clear picture. And now we can understand Matthew 13:24-30. Here is the wheat and the tares. Of course, just like the video, Rebels Among Us, there's tares with the wheat. We came together. Listen, you look around and you will see tares mixed with the wheat. You have some people that's righteous, but they're in the midst of tares. They're in the midst of rebels. They're in the midst of wicked people, and they don't understand. They don't know. There are some, we were sitting in the Christian churches, and we know that's full of tares, but there was wheat there that he picked out. He picked his people out of these houses. It says, another parable he put forth to them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field, but while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat. So they slept, and the enemy sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. But when the grain had sprouted, it came up and produced the crop. Then the tares also appeared. So the servants of the owner came and said to him, Sir, did you not sow good seed in your field? How then does it have tares? He said to them, An enemy has done this. The servant said to him, Do you want us to go and gather them up? They was ready to gather up too soon, and you can't do this. But he said, No, lest while you gather up the tares, you also uproot the wheat with them. Let both grow together until harvest. This is important because we have been growing together until harvest, and now we're at the point of harvest. And at the time of harvest, I will say to the reapers, first gather the tares and bind them in bundles and burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. Now, this wheat being gathered into his barn is within his borders. Now you understand wheat within the border. You understand this parable of the tares and the wheat with a different, a deeper meaning, a deeper understanding. This wheat is within his borders, not outside of his borders, not in those lands where we were scattered to. This is not the wheat. The wheat is within his borders. And when chaos comes, when this hunger, when this famine hit, the wheat will be within the borders, being fed and taken care of and spoken to, as we just read in the scriptures. Isaiah 60:18. Violence shall no longer be heard in your land, neither wasting nor destruction within your borders. You shall call your wall salvation and your gates Yada. So we see here that within the borders is salvation, not outside the borders. It's inside the borders. And this wheat is within the borders. The rebels will be weeded out. That's the 2/3 being cut off. There will be a process, you can call it a process of elimination, and the wheat shall remain forever. And the tares will be uprooted, gather together and burn in the fire. Shalom.